Welcome to a very special edition of the Nightly Nuge. I should say the Nightly Nuges. Ted, we have a very special guest who I cannot wait to grill with some questions.
Well, let me tell you, if you want to celebrate the Nightly Nuge, which is just an orgy of truth, logic, common sense, goodwill, decency, God, family, country, 10 commandments, the golden rule, Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, law and order, all that killer stuff, just stop and think for a minute. As much fun as the Nightly Nuge is, since Mrs. Nugent, the Queen of the Forest, Little Miss Dangerous, is my Nightly Nuge, that's why I'm excited all the time. Shemane, welcome to the Nightly Nuge. We love you so much, and your perspective represents the heart and soul of God, family, country, working hard, playing hard Americans. So thank you. She has a real America voice. Faith and freedom every Sunday morning. And Shemane, you're literally doing God's work. I mean, literally doing God's work. So your perspective represents the most accurate pulse of the best American family. So we need to get this beautiful woman on more often.
Yes, I agree. You know, Shemane, I want to get into Don Lemon, I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Lemon.
How he pronounces
Kamala, I don't know.
Exactly. Yes. And I want to get into the women in their prime statement that he made. But last week you told us you wanted to tackle some current events. Nothing more current than what's going on with this J6 stuff, Shemane. They started releasing some video. I'm sure you saw it. The first people over the barricades, encouraging everyone over the barricades, were undercover Capitol Police. Your husband Ted's talked a million times about Ray Epps and the undercover FBI agents. But what's your take on that whole J6 situation, Shemane?
Well, I do want to get into the Don Lemon comment, but the J6 hearings and that incredible, obscene manipulation of the actual facts is absurd. It's disgusting. It's criminal that we have American citizens, veterans in gulags. They're not allowed to see their families. They're not allowed to have exercise and have good, healthy meals. In fact, some of them, because they were prevented from having cancer treatments, their cancer has accelerated. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is off in Ukraine spending billions of our dollars. And where does this go, Keith? To me, it's a circus, and it's criminal, and somebody needs to be held accountable for it. And until we have a Congress and legislatures that really step up to the plate, you know, we're seeing some changes. We're hearing about some changes in our government, but I'm not seeing any action. I want to see action. I want to see these J6 prisoners released now. If that was your son, Keith, if it was any of our kids, we would be there outside the jail every day protesting. And I'm not seeing that. And quite frankly, it's making me angry.
Heartbreaking.
Well, I hope that you're right, that we do see some movement on that J6. Ted and I talk about it on here all the time, Shemane, and Ted is so adamant. And we've had people on that have not-for-profits trying to get those people out. And to just think that, and we see it all the time with the crime, they're released the next day. We just saw a killing guy killed like 5 people, and he was out on a gun, but no bail. I mean, this is really getting, bad. But what I wanted to really talk to you about this week, the theme this week is Don Lemon. And, I guess I'll defer this question to Ted. Are you in your prime, Shemane? And when
yeah, let Ted answer that. Am I in my prime, honey? You've known me for 34 years. He makes lovely comments about me, and I do appreciate it. I sometimes think that he's just, saying things to be nice. But I got to tell you, I feel more in my prime now than I ever have. I might not look the same. I do feel it in my body and my bones. But Keith, at 60 years of age, I'm still teaching group fitness classes, high intensity group fitness classes that neither one of you probably could keep up with. And I can do a backflip on a trampoline. I think I'm in my prime.
Bottom line is, I think the real point here is that this Don Lemon represents the criminal, treasonous, America-hating, racism, hate, dishonesty, fake news, disinformation, insanity that CNN really does represent. And their boy Don, their man Don, or them Don, is a perfect representative of everything that is bad with the human species. Don Lemon is a dishonest, disgraceful, hate-filled, nasty person. You could tell even his co-anchors on CNN couldn't believe this guy would have two really prime professionals, though once again, the propaganda ministry of the CNN gang probably brainwashes them to be dishonest, but to be right there next to a couple of women who are pursuing a professional career and state that they are not in their prime and they should be dismissed because Nikki Haley is a certain age is a perfect representation of the Michael Moore, John Fetterman, Joe Biden fan club. He's a rotten, evil, nasty man, and I'm glad he's not afraid to show just how evil, nasty, and rotten he is. Go, Don, go.
You know what, Shemane? Are you willing to stick around all week with us? Because
yes, I would love to. Yes.
And I want to talk more about Don Lemon tomorrow. But is it offensive to you as an independent woman that you have someone just making comments about women like that?
You know, I can take offense to a lot of things, but what's on my radar of being offensive is that we have an open border, is that we're not taking care of our veterans. And Joe Biden's overspending over in Ukraine, spending our money, our billions of dollars, and we're funding the retirement accounts of other countries, but not our own. And so on the grand scheme, no, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I know who I am. I'm happy about where I am in my life. I'd rather be 60 than 30 or 20. And if I'm not in my prime, then what's Joe Biden and what business does he have running for president again?
What an honest statement that is. Now, tomorrow, you know what, Shemane, you've done a perfect segue. What I want to talk to you about tomorrow is what's going on in the Ukraine, the money we're spending over there and how that directly impacts our family structure over here in America. And if you come back tomorrow, Ted, we will have some more Nightly Nuge with the Nugent family. How about them apples?
You bet. Shemane is my Nightly Nuge. Thank you, honey. You did a great job. Keith, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.